Hey everyone, so Donald Trump's domestic terrorists are at it again. Following that disastrous racist meltdown at the National Association of Black Journalists convention, his MAGA minions started sending death threats to ABC journalist Rachel Scott. So she was the one, as I'm sure you guys remember, who just basically threw his own words back in his face and asked him, why should black voters trust you? Why should they vote for you now? And, Trump got all butthurt because he's a little baby. And so, yeah, his supporters are like, oh, let's go kill her. So I know none of this is shocking at this point, but we really should be shocked. This is not normal. We need to remember that. And if Republicans had a shred of decency left in their cold, dark souls, they would say so. They would speak up. So, now, here's the deal. Apparently, the association's executive director told members that, quote, Scott had received death threats following her work asking incisive questions of Trump at the group's national convention. So that was reported on Twitter. There was at least a tweet about it from the National Public Radio. So the Guardian news outlet reached out to the association and to ABC to get more details, but they never received a response. So that happened. And around the same time, there was a 66-year-old man from Virginia. His name is Frank Lucio Carrillo. He was arrested for threatening Kamala Harris and other officials. So according to the FBI, there was an Arizona County Recorder's Office that contacted them on July 27th, and they reported that threats were being issued on the right-wing social media site called Getter. So Carrillo had allegedly threatened Maricopa County Recorder Stephen Richer. Now, in court documents, it says that Carrillo posted, quote, someone needs to remove this asshole permanently. Someone needs to kill this fuck. Richer, you guys have heard me mention him many times before. He's a Republican, but he and his family have been repeatedly threatened by Trump's terrorists because he refused to lie for Trump. He refused to overturn the 2020 election. He was also, as you guys will recall, he was targeted by failed gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake, and he ended up suing her for defamation, and he won that case because she realized she didn't have a shred of evidence against him, so she dropped it. So, or she gave up fighting, I should say. So this Carrillo guy was initially reported and investigated for those threats. But when the FBI started looking into him, what they found was that he made a bunch of other threats directed at additional officials. So like I said, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, FBI Director Christopher Wray. The government's press release says that Carrillo mentioned Harris a total of 19 times. For some reason, though, on July 27th, he just lost it. He was irate because he allegedly posted at least 5 different times that day. He threatened her in every single one of those posts. So Carrillo allegedly wrote, quote, listen to me, Crappler Harris, also known as C-word Harris. You don't have a snowball's chance in hell, which is exactly where you're going. And soon I will cut your eyes out of your fucking head while you're alive, B-word. And I will make sure you suffer a slow, agonizing death, you piece of shit. Some people ask why I abbreviate some curse words and not others, why I can say the F word. They're rated differently, believe it or not, on YouTube. So some words are considered hate speech, some words are just curse words, and so it affects monetization. It affects whether or not 18-year-olds and over or under can see the videos and, all kinds of stuff. So that's why. Anyway, I don't have a problem with saying a lot of these words. I refuse to say the N-word, but pretty much any other word, I'm okay saying it. I mean, I'm just reading it, but that's why I do it, just in case you guys are wondering. So this guy actually used the words. He didn't write C word or B word. Anyway, he went on in another post to say, quote, Harris is going to regret ever trying to become president, because if that ever happened, I will personally pluck out her eyes with a pair of pliers. But first, I will shoot and kill everyone that gets in my way. That is a fucking promise. In another post, he allegedly said, quote, Kamala Harris needs to be put on fire alive. I will do it personally if no one else does it. I want her to suffer a slow, agonizing death. So no punctuation whatsoever. It's just rambling. He also wrote, quote, just for being a Democrat, you're going to die, crapla Harris. That's a fucking promise. I'm going to find you and your fucking family, and I'm going to kill you all, you fucking waste of life. I can't wait to rip your eyes out of your fucking head with a pair of eyes, you piece of shit. Nothing but scum of the earth, and you're going to die like it. Again, run-on sentence, no punctuation. I don't know how you pluck out eyes. With eyes, he's got a thing for eyes. This guy is really weird. Very bizarre that he's so focused on eyeballs, but okay. And then he also posted, quote, Crapler Harris is laying thieving piece of garbage like the rest of this administration. They all need to die, and they will soon. And then Carrillo also said that Canada's leader, Justin Trudeau, quote, is a clown puppet. He must be taken out and shot just like Biden and his admin. Again, no punctuation. That one was all in caps. And then you're all going to be shocked to hear this Carrillo is a bigot. He allegedly talked about murdering random citizens just based on their religion, based on their race. They say that Carrillo posted things like, quote, don't wait for your gov. Go out with your guns and kill all Muslims. And then he wrote, quote, I believe when illegals show up to vote, they should be shot in the head quickly. They are not allowed to vote, so they must die, because if I see any of them, I'll kill them. Again, no punctuation. And remember, he's talking about illegals. He's talking about, more than likely, Hispanics, right? People coming here, looking for a better life, trying to protect their families. This guy's last name is Carrillo. Let me remind you, Carrillo. Okay. And then the government says that Carrillo purchased a gun in February of this year, and he posted on Getter around that time that he was, quote, locked and loaded. That was also basically around the same time that he was posting all of these, murderous posts, all of these things about killing average citizens. So on August 2nd, FBI goes, they pay a visit to Mr. Carrillo, and he admitted, yeah, I have a 9mm handgun and I have an AR-15. And then he also admitted to the threats. Carrillo asked one of the agents, why are you searching my property? And the agent said, well, it's related to your online posts. And then they said a little while later, he was sitting there kind of talking to himself. And he said, quote, for a comment. This is ridiculous. For a comment. I guess I'm going to need a lawyer. Guess so. And then we'll see if this guy is another closet socialist, if he goes with a public defender. But then Carrillo told another agent that if this was, quote, about the online stuff, I posted it. And then after Carrillo asked for an attorney, he asked, quote, this is all over a comment, huh? And then he also asked if his live-in girlfriend was also going to be arrested. And he told the agent, quote, she didn't do anything. I made the comments. Thank you. Thank you for making it so simple. So guess who won't be voting for Trump in November? Mr. Carrillo. Anyway, all right, I will let you know what happens with this guy. And then, of course, I'm sure the FBI is probably looking into the rage comments and the threats against that ABC reporter. So we should be seeing some arrests there too soon. I will definitely keep you posted. I mean, at the rate we're going, half of MAGA is going to be in prison by the time the election rolls around. So yeah, Harris has got this in the bag. All right. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you possibly can. Links are below in the description box on YouTube and the podcast. Love you guys. Take care. Talk with you soon.